Alexandria is undoubtedly one of the most charming towns in northern Virginia. Founded in 1749 as a colonial tobacco port, the Old Town neighborhood maintains cobblestone streets, 18th-century buildings, and flickering gas lamps. Mixed in with the bits of colonial history are modern boutiques, farm-to-table restaurants, snazzy speakeasies, and a stunning riverfront overlooking the Potomac River. Old Town Alexandria, Virginia is easily considered one of the prettiest places in the U.S. So, here is the list of 10 best things to do in Alexandria, Virginia. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for the latest upcoming travel videos. Here we go. Number 1. King Street Mile, Old Town. Stroll down the red brick sidewalk on King Street, a mile-long street filled with independent boutiques and unique restaurants. If you do one thing, besides Mount Vernon, while visiting Alexandria, this must be it. King Street's history dates back to the 18th century and was the main thoroughfare even back then. It extends from the Potomac River's Waterfront Park in Alexandria to the western edge of the Old Town. The western edge is home to the George Washington Masonic National Memorial, and its iconic presence can be seen along much of the street. The King Street Mile has sidewalks throughout, but if you are not keen on taking a stroll down it, or are physically unable to, the free King Street trolley can help you work your way around the area and the historic buildings in Alexandria's Old Town. Number 2. Torpedo Factory Art Center. If you're looking for unique Alexandria attractions, don't miss out on a visit to the Torpedo Factory Art Center. Once a U.S. naval torpedo station, this old munitions plant was transformed into a massive art center in 1974. Located right on the Potomac River in Old Town Alexandria, this place hosts more working artists than anywhere else in the U.S. Explore the grounds, and you'll find work from 165 visual artists, 82 artist studios, 8 galleries, and a range of workshops. From photography and painting to printmaking and sculpture, you'll see a little bit of everything in the Torpedo Factory Art Center. Number 3. George Washington Masonic National Memorial. George Washington was a Freemason who was raised to Master Mason in 1753, just 9 months after he was initiated as an entered apprentice. Much later, in 1923, the memorial's cornerstone was dedicated in a Masonic ceremony attended by Freemasons from around the country. The memorial was built using donations from the Freemason brothers. In 1932, it was dedicated to George Washington on the bicentennial year of his birth and the exact date of his birthday. The memorial building wasn't complete in its entirety until 1970, and later in 1999 the large square and compasses were added to the front lawn to visualize the building's affiliation with Freemasons. Number 4. Carlisle House Historic Park. History buffs will love visiting the Carlisle House Historic Park. The Georgian-style mansion was completed in 1752 and was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1969. It was actually the home of the family of John Carlisle, who was a successful English-born merchant and a founder of Alexandria. The entire mansion has been painstakingly restored to look just like it did in the 18th century. The Carlisle House is open 7 days a week, and it's possible to take a tour through the regal home and its impeccable gardens. The ultra-knowledgeable docents will pepper you with information about what life was like in the 18th century, the notable figures who once met at the Carlisle House, and the historically significant events that took place on the property. Number 5. George Washington's Mount Vernon. Perhaps the most famous attraction in Alexandria is Mount Vernon, the former home and resting place of George Washington. While you can show up and buy tickets on the spot, I suggest booking them ahead of time and also booking one or both of the free tours they offer, a mansion tour and a tour to learn about the enslaved people at Mount Vernon were the offerings the day I visited. Your ticket will grant you access to the grounds and is currently just under $30 for adults. With your grounds pass, you can see the beautiful view of the Potomac River from the back porch, as well as George Washington's tomb, the gardens, and more. You cannot walk into the mansion without a tour, however. Sometimes there are special events, such as reenactments, so check out the calendar to see if there is anything special happening during your visit. Number 6. Old Town Alexandria Waterfront. Take a stroll with riverside views and some of the best vistas of Washington, D.C. in the distance. Along the way, stop and enjoy a cocktail al fresco whilst you catch up with friends and family. Feel yourself relax as the street performers' tunes and the fresh air take your mind away from your daily stresses. During the day, you can dip in and out of the shops, historic sites, and galleries along the Old Town waterfront. Come in the evening and enjoy a meal at one of the stunning dining spots that serve exquisite local dishes. There is plenty of 18th and 19th century architecture along the way, and this is where to come if you want to take a water taxi or get out onto the water and try out some of the fun water sports on offer, like sailing, kayaking, and paddleboarding. Number 7. Stabler-Leadbeater Apothecary Museum. Walking into the Stabler-Leadbeater Apothecary Museum is like walking into Alexandria circa 1805 when Martha Washington or Robert E. Lee came to the shop in search of a headache remedy or a cure for the common cold. This apothecary, or pharmacy as we call it today, was owned and operated by the Stabler-Leadbeater family until 1933, and it looks today very much the way it looked when it served the needs of the ailing citizens of Alexandria. You will see a comprehensive collection of old medical equipment, herbal remedies, hand-blown glass containers, books of recipes and formulas, and old journals and ledgers. Number 7. Huntley Meadows Park. The Huntley Meadows Park is a suburban park that has a totally wild feel to it. The boggy wetland habitat is unique to the area. Stroll along the raised boardwalks and catch glimpses of the waterfowl species that live in the park. There are 3 different hiking trails you can take through the park: the Cedar Trail, Deer Trail, and Heron Trail. There are plenty of lush spots and wildlife along each, and if you add them all together it's a short 1.8-mile loop, so you could do them all. There's a visitor center where you can ask for information and find out about the importance of the wetland habitats in the area. Surrounded by the soothing colors of nature and local wildlife, you're sure to find a sense of peace. Number 8. Old Town Alexandria Farmers Market. One of the best ways to sample the local flavor of a new city is to pay a visit to a farmer's market. With its riverfront location and abundance of nearby farms, Alexandria is home to one of the coolest farmers markets around. While there are a bunch of different farmers markets in town, the Old Town Farmers Market is one of the best sites in Alexandria. The market has been continuously held in City Hall's Market Square since the 1700s, making it the oldest farmers market in the U.S. That means it's the exact same place George Washington sold his Mount Vernon grown produce way back in the day. Depending on when you visit, you'll find up to 70 vendors hawking everything from meats, cheeses, and veggies to potted plants, flowers, and art. And, of course, there are always chefs whipping up locally sourced dishes in case you're feeling peckish. The Old Town Farmers Market is open every Saturday at Market Square from 7 a.m. to noon. Number 9. Gadsby's Tavern Museum. Some things never change, and we know that more business gets done in bars and restaurants than around conference tables. The same principle held true in the late 18th century when Gadsby's Tavern and City Hotel served as a popular location for local organizations to meet and conducted their business. Individuals would get together to discuss issues, dance, or watch a theatrical performance. Gadsby's welcomed several rather famous names into its establishment, including Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, James Monroe, and many other notable figures of the time. Today, the tavern and the hotel make up a museum that showcases Alexandria's hospitality and the lifestyles of the city's former inhabitants. Number 10. Christ Church, Alexandria. Alexandria's Christ Church is somewhat contradictory, with its decadent interior and down-to-earth brick exterior. On the inside, the church showcases an elegant altar, chandeliers, and almost entirely white decor. But step outside and the red brick exterior with its layered tower has an old-fashioned charm to it. Set in the Old Town district of Alexandria, the church was built as far back as 1773. It's been a place where locals come to pray and exercise their faith for hundreds of years. The church welcomes everyone with open arms. There's also a stunning churchyard you can stroll around that has pre-Civil War gravestones. Don't skip a visit to one of the oldest churches in Virginia. Number 11. Waterfront Park in Alexandria. Waterfront Park is one of the best places to visit in Alexandria and is a great place to hang out when the weather is nice. Situated along the Potomac River, this park dates back centuries and is where you'll find many of the boat cruises leaving from, along with some of the most popular restaurants in Alexandria. While the park is kind of a promenade and a walking area, you will find many places to chill out and visit along the way. The Torpedo Factory Art Center is located on the north end, and one of the most popular restaurants in Alexandria, Virtue Feed and Grain, is also close by. Number 12. Jones Point Lighthouse. The Jones Point Lighthouse was an important navigational tool for ships traveling the Potomac River. It was in operation from 1856 to 1926 and was made into a museum in 1964 when Jones Point Park was established. It is the only riverine lighthouse still standing in the Chesapeake Bay. This spot is very picturesque and perfect for an outdoor stroll and picnic along the river, and also offers 2 playgrounds, 2 basketball courts, informational signs about the area and its significance, a canoe launch point, and 2 docks perfect for fishing. You can find the Jones Point Lighthouse at the southern edge of Old Town Alexandria underneath Woodrow Wilson Bridge on South Royal Street. The last word. So, guys, this was the best list of things to do in Alexandria, Virginia. Hope you will like it and appreciate it. People who come to this city are amazed by all of the awesome things there are to do and see. Whether you have a few hours or several days, you'll find fun and interesting things to do in Alexandria, Virginia for every age and interest. This fascinating city really makes the most of its beautiful location on the Potomac River. That combination of natural beauty, local interest, and fascinating history make Old Town Alexandria one of our top 10 must-visit attractions in Northern Virginia. So, if you love to travel and you want to see the whole world, then Tripoyer is the channel that gives you a list of the best places to visit in the USA. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icons for the latest upcoming travel videos. Bye bye, see you.